Hello, welcome to True Audio with Johnny Truesdale. This is episode 28, Pro Tools, the color palette. So why do you need to use colors? Why should you use colors? I'm going to show you how useful they can be, just as little indicators of what's going on when you get going in a busy section. So without further ado, here's episode 28. Alright, here we are in Pro Tools. We're going to take a look at some colors here. One of the first things that I want to show you is here's the color palette, and I just have it up for now, but I'm going to show you how to bring this up and everything. But one of the great uses here is I'm using this aux send to send over to this delay, and as you can see, my aux send here is colored the same color as my vocal. So when I have this up here, I can tell that this is my vocal one up here. Now I may have other ones. I don't. Here's another one right here in the track, and now I have two of them, and I can just at a glance tell that this is a drum track and this is a vocal track. So this is where colors can help you quite a bit here. So how do I get all this done? How do I get to this color palette here? So let me first show you how you get to the color palette. You can go to Window, Color Palette. It disappeared when I did that. Let me bring it back. Or you can double click over here on the side of one of the color parts of the mixer and edit window. Okay, so once I have the window up, let me show you what it'll look like if you have nothing going on. So this is nothing going on, and you'll see some colors over here, right? And this is all you'll see. And if we switch back, you don't see anything here, but you just see them at the edges. That means the colors are on here. So what we need to do to color the rest of this in here is we need to make sure that we press this little button here, and it will color the rest of this in. Now, how much saturation we get, look, you can just change this, and it's how much you'll see the colors. Some people like just a little tinge of it. Some people like it all the way. And then right here you have a brightness adjustment, how bright you actually want the colors. It will not change the edit window clips right here. It will only change over here, the brightness and the saturation. Okay, so how do I get these over here to match over here? Also, there's another thing that I have going on, and let me move these out of the way here for you. You see I have little colors in between here, in between my markers. So if I go to Setup, Preferences, and Display is the first tab that comes on, you'll see over here to the right there's something called color coding. And this color coding, this is the one to always display marker colors, which is up here. You can see those right here. And MIDI note always shows velocity. That happens in your MIDI edit window. Also, here's the other two: default track color coding and default clip color coding. Okay, track color coding is this part over here, also on the mix window as well, and clip color coding is over here, this part right here, where all these audio files that you can see. Now, what do I like it at? I set it to this. I set it to track type and track color. Now track type gives you default colors when you first bring them up. Okay, so audio tracks are blue and aux tracks are green, so forth and so on. But any color that you change them from. So this is why I keep default track color coding track type and track color. So when I change any one of these, for example, let me change this blue one here. I'm going to select the bass. So I'm going to say OK, because I have to be out of that. I'm going to select the bass, and I'll change it to orange. Notice they both change to orange for me. Okay. Now I'm going to change it back to blue here, and I'm going to go back to Setup Preferences. Now you can have no default color coding on either one. You can have tracks and MIDI channels on each, tracks and MIDI devices on each. You can use it to color code only when groups are enabled down here. Then you can also do marker locations and clip list color, which is the color of the clip list over here, which my clip list has no color. What I like to use, again, track type, track color. Whatever I pick over here happens over here. Okay? Over here happens over here. It's the same color. That way they follow suit with each other, and when I'm over here I can tell, let me go back to this, I can tell that this is a vocal, these are guitars, this is a bass, this is drums or percussion, because these are the colors that I use for those specific things. So that's all I got for this week. Try colors out, use them. It makes things visually easier to understand, especially when you get moving through a session rather quickly. That's all I got. I'll see you next week.